Sunshine, Italy against England Storm Men's Open. With me, I've got, she's a veteran now of this comms now. It's Hannah Crisp from Scotland Women's Open. Welcome, Hannah.
Just here to offer you some more very unbiased commentary. Seems to be going down well with the fans, so see if I can back it up again today.
Yeah, the unbiased word is the buzzword at the moment, definitely. Nothing is biased up in this comms. And there's an early score straight from the tap from England Storm. This could be a tough one for Italy. England 1, Italy 0.
Yeah, nice quickie. We got straight off the mark, fast as a goat up a street light, straight out of the blocks, and into a score for Storm. A quickie 3, I think it was. Louis Trey is on the ball. It's a great...
Oh, it's a nice long ball there. Real cherry pop right across the pitch. Lovely ball, didn't quite go to hand.
It's a good first attempt, though. It just seeing where the space is on the field, making sure they test out all of their options.
Absolutely. This could be a long day, mind, for the Italian guys. They're a very inexperienced team. Lots of them playing first time. But I'm sure they're going to enjoy playing against a really strong England Storm.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of... the game we commentated on yesterday had the twin brother of Max Pennicard, who's playing in this game today. So we had, I think it was Tom Pennicard yesterday.
Yeah, we couldn't quite get his name right, could we? It was Tom, actually. Yeah,
Tom.
Well done.
Good memory, yeah?
I tell you what, there's a future in the comms for you, yeah, I tell you. So we got Italy now, taking the ball up to halfway, trying to make some yards. This is where the hard work is. Dummy half, caught in possession. Turnover. So we saw Storm earlier, England Storm. They will look very good in one of the games earlier this morning. So this is their second showing today on pitch number 1. Louis Trey's looking to get on the ball.
Yeah, they've got a team with quite a lot of experience, Storms. They've got Louis, Max, and then Ben Meakin as well. He's been around the game.
Oh, ball down. Yeah, plenty of experience in this team. Louis Trey's is obviously, I'm going to say he's a Welshman, really. He's
unbiased commentary.
Well, unbiased commentary again, exactly. Well, he's not the only one who's changed teams. I've played for Italy and Wales as well. So, fair play to Louis. He's an amazing player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him here. Absolutely.
Just a level of skill he brings to the game. The quickies, the step backs, the dives, the passing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking at kind of like an all-round amazing touch player, you can't go wrong looking past Louis, really.
No, and the Italians have managed to make a breakaway here. Really nice setup for the scoop, actually. They got the almost like a double drive into a scoop setup, so managed to make a good few yards on that sub on. Sub off and sub on.
Yeah, I think Italy... Key for them here really is to drive really hard and trying to get some sort of field position, because unless they get out of their own sort of half often, then I think it could be a long afternoon. But so far they're doing okay.
Yeah, they are doing it, and it, like you said, it's all about territory. I think there's a call for a touch there, but the refs think the ball was away, so they've given the score. I think if he had pulled a bigger corner, a kind of Robbie McKenzie corner, he might have managed to keep that out, but he shut down, which is not necessarily the wrong decision, but they did manage to get the ball away.
So you mentioned Robbie then. Is this a Robbie thing about shutting hard, a cornering hard? Is this one of his buzzwords then, or?
Yeah, he's just known for pulling a really big Robbie McKenzie corner. Probably about, a good few years ago now. It's been a while since he's played himself.
I was going to say, I remember playing against Robbie many times, and he hasn't played for a long time, has he?
A lot of coaching. Obviously, took the Scotland mixed open team to the World Cup in 2019. Lost track of all my years.
In Malaysia.
Feeling a bit transmogrified, but 2019 he took the mixed open team and they won a bronze there, which was amazing.
You mentioned about obviously that's the key word within the touch after party circles. Tell us a little bit about. Hannah, you've played for many years. You've been to many after parties. You've been, I'm sure you've been fined many times. You've been probably master of ceremonies, judge, and all sorts. So, he's probably done it all. So, talking about the dress codes in some of the after parties, quite spectacular, really, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a couple of years. I think I've seen like Butlers in the Buff. We've seen Noah's Ark. We've had basketball, the works. So yeah, it's this year, which is quite nice actually. It's the first time we've done this in Scotland, but we're going a men's and women's team with the same theme.
Oh, really?
So there will be lots of us all dressed exactly the same.
Did I ask what is the theme, or is it a surprise?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Oh, I can't wait.
You will have to wait.
What's the text there? So currently 5 minutes played, nearly 6 minutes. England Storm men's 2-0 up against Italy. Italy are doing very well, I would say, at the moment. They'll be happy, I would have thought, with their start.
Yeah, absolutely. Holding England Storm to 2 so far, so you just got to keep working, as you said, on territory, keeping them driving hard up the field and then defending hard to keep England as far off the line as possible.
Yeah, exactly. I think England, they could probably score from all over the field. As we see a long ball thrown out. Oh, that was another cherry popper, but, didn't quite hold to that one. I think it's key, like you said, Hannah, this game is a little bit like territory, it's certainly early doors. You're looking at attrition, who can batter the other team into submission, really, gain territory, just keep driving, just as England are doing right now, and it just wears the other side down, really.
That was a really great run there from Will Bamber of England Storm. It made great yards for the Storm team, put them in a great position to...
Louis Trace picks up from half. And he brings in...
Lovely step from Jake Morris to make the score in that link hole.
Brings the score to 3-0. Yeah, you mentioned about Louis and his skill level. I mean, he played a lot of mixed touch, initially.
Yep.
And then I think he's gone over to the men's side of things. I mean, well, whoever has him, we're lucky to have him, really. So who knows where he's going to be playing at the next tournament?
I know. I imagine he'll stick about with England men's for a while. It seems to be... I know they're trying to make a good punt at Australia and New Zealand in the next World Cup, so he can keep ticking over until, was it 2028 we've got now? So
yeah.
Well, yeah. He played a season, I think played mixed touch until he did a season out in Australia, and that's when he transitioned over to men. So a lot of learnings obviously to be taken from our friends down in the southern hemisphere.
Down south?
Exactly. Really, really south. Normally we use that to describe England, but really, really south.
They get a nosebleed when they come up to Scotland, don't they?
I think everybody does. It's so cold.
Yeah. It's England on the attack again.
Great
touch
there from
Charlie Cope, I think, yeah. He was in the comms earlier. Well done, Charlie.
He's a friend of the commentary box.
Yeah, we like our friends up here. This is a race. He's half. Is he half? Is he half? Yeah. Ball down. Touch is called, but
I think
looks like a ref has given that one. Yeah. Great work from Charlie, mind. He worked really hard in defence, but England managing to get the ball down there. I think England, looking at the sort of, you mentioned they want to take on the big guns, I suppose, get into that top bracket.
Yeah.
I suppose we said earlier they were disappointed really and missing out in the last World Cup in the semi-finals. Winners of the last Euros, beating Ireland in the final. Yeah. So I suppose it's the next progression for them that they'll be looking at, really.
Yeah, and I think England, I mean, I'm going to say recently, it could be anything between the last week and the last 2 years, but recently got nominated as Tier 1 nation, which puts them in a whole different category just because of the strength of depth of the amount of touches being played in England. It's a credit to the work of England Touch and how they've managed to grow the game, but we're nominated a Tier 1 nation. And they'll be hoping to compete with the other Tier 1 nations, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a big step up for them going up to Tier 1. But as you said, they've got all the infrastructure. We see good hands, fantastic hands for the try there in the corner. Number 5, Thomas Kerr.
I think it's been given forward. Offside.
I'm not sure what happened in between that, why he didn't give the try, but yeah, he's saying that they're going to be competing. The level of everything really, infrastructure,
Yeah.
the leagues they've got, the number of players.
The
You know,
setup
it's
in the
just
university
Yeah,
field,
I mean,
the schools.
amazing.
Yeah, Dom Tripp as well, very well known around England Touch. Used to be the men's open captain, but he's started up a company that does sevens camps and touch camps and works to grow the sport as much as possible down in England. And it's, yeah, I mean, you can see the impact it's having. They've got 3 teams in this tournament.
Yeah,
England
amazing.
do, in both men's and women's, which just shows the depth of the sport in England. It's great.
Yeah, we can only dream of that in some of the other countries, that's for sure.
We're just struggling to keep up.
You mentioned Dom Tripp there. We'd like to get him up in the comms at some point. I did try and get hold of him earlier. If you're listening,
offer.
Maybe he did get a better offer. I don't know. Maybe he's having a pizza or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you're listening, Dom, get yourself up to comms. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Ooh, an error. Rare error.
Italy used this opportunity. Really great field position.
Excellent.
And a full set of 6 to make something of this attack.
And this is where some of the lesser nations, if you like, struggle now on the 7. It's easy enough to get there, but what do we do when we get there?
Yeah.
Charlie Cope, no half.
They've used a few touches now. Need to make a strike and run a play, attack the line, make England defence work. There we
Yeah,
go.
well done, Charlie.
Through.
He's looking for.
Oh, unlucky. That was a great scoop, and the change in pace there.
Yeah, change
really
direction, change in pace.
Caught off guard.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, he broke through the defences, which is no mean feat. Couldn't find someone to just finish that off. England now making really good yards up to halfway. Drive into their box.
Yeah, it was another great run, and it was Will Bamber again. He just injects pace as soon as he gets onto the ball.
It's brilliant. That's all you want. Offside there, Italy. Yeah, Louis again setting up.
Great score by
Cole Graham. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all that started, like you said, from Will Bamber just injecting massive pace into the attack, and then he just puts the defence on the back foot.
Yeah, and when you've just defended a set, that's the hardest thing to do, is keep running off as fast as you have been playing on the field, but it makes such a difference to the attacking set coming on to have a really solid platform. There was no whistle there.
The only thing worse than
himself.
Well, yeah, true. The only thing worse than that, Hannah, is running backwards fast as well.
yeah. How have you found the last? What are we on now? 1 day? Feels like
we
your time is slowing.
what are we day 2 now, aren't we?
Yeah, been here a day.
Yeah, it's been I've grown into the role, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. No, I've enjoyed it. It's been really interesting being this side of the cameras, if you like, and seeing what goes on behind the scenes. And it's a hell of a setup, with the technology and everything else that goes on that we don't normally see when you're playing,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite cool. I mean, I do find sometimes it's great having somebody like yourself with me, because we can bounce off and whatever, and nobody wants to listen to me for the whole 40 minutes. So in that
dulcet
respect,
Welsh tones.
well,
Surely
exactly.
not.
But sometimes it's when you're talking about a game, especially a game maybe that's really one-sided, and you're just talking touch,
Yeah.
becomes a bit. Well, I don't know. I feel it's a bit.
I'm pretty sure you could have banter with yourself.
I probably could. I reckon I could.
Does it feel strange being at a touch tournament and not playing?
A little bit, because you look at it and you think, I'd love to be out there, but then you look at how fast it is and you think, absolutely not.
Maybe not this one.
Not this one. No, definitely not.
And you didn't want to play Sterling, the seniors tournament last
I was on holiday as it happened. I go to Bardi. I get a little plug out for my parents' hometown in Italy, and it's my annual trip away to Bardi. Swim in the local river. I mean, wow. What more do you want in life, huh? Oh, we got a try!
Yay.
We have got a try for Italy! And the crowd are going wild! Bravi!
Everybody loves an underdog story.
Absolutely, especially a home nation as well.
Comeback is on.
Do you know what?
Watch out, Storm.
Didn't even see who got that, but he's going to be loving that. He's going to be buying everyone a beer tonight, I'm sure.
Or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Just help them on their transmogrification.
Yeah, you don't want to go trans too early.
Transmogrified, to be clear. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, just feel free to Google it. Find a dictionary, look it up. It's a great word.
Yeah, it's it is a real word, because I did look at that earlier and I thought
we checked
yeah,
just to be
double
sure.
check that. So on countdown, we would have had all sorts
That's
of points.
too many
on
letters,
that.
isn't it?
It's probably.
Yeah, too many letters. You only get 9 in
Is
the
it?
countdown. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was like the biggest word you could get. I don't know.
No, it's capped out. Capped out, I'm afraid.
Yeah, come on. Oh, what's the other one then? A long ball from Italy. He's going in.
Oh! It's a great chase down there from Matthew Hawes of England Storm.
To be fair,
Nice
what a
to
pass
attend
that was, Cesare Belfi. I think Cesare is one of the new guys in the Italian team, but fair play. I didn't know he had a long ball like that, but it's really good to see.
Got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah.
It's great for. I mean, we've just had a whole couple of years of regeneration of the Scotland women's team, but it's great for those developing teams to play in a tournament like this and get experience for a lot of the new players. I know there's quite a lot of England players as well who haven't made the journey for this tournament, but it's actually a real benefit to get a load of new caps in the door, and this experience of playing a tournament like this is really valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, just as we say that, Louis Trays again, I don't think he scored any tries in this match, but he certainly made his fair share. Out of the 7, I would have thought he's been involved in about 4 or 5 at least. But yeah, it's great to see good hands, good depth. But like you say, Hannah, you got lots of girls in your team that are newbies, and I'm sure you've imparted your experience, as a 33-year-old now.
Very loudly.
Very loudly and very forcefully, I'm sure. And I'm sure you'll impart your considered knowledge in the after party as well.
Quite a lot of experience in that.
A lot of experience. Yeah. Are you involved in the the court process, or?
I hope not.
I was thinking
as
judge.
Quiet as possible in court.
I was thinking judge or something.
Oh, that's a dangerous position to put me in. We've got a dedicated fines master, court master.
I love that.
And a couple of nominated snitches as well, which has been
Are you
very
one of them?
Interesting. I'm not. I am not. They've probably been snitched on, but...
Oh, no doubt. They've got to snitch on you. I mean, I've noticed, just as we see England... fumbling the ball. I noticed Bongo isn't with you right now.
No, he's in a very safe place.
Are you sure? Because you did lose him 3 years ago and only just got him back. So
I mean, lost is a...
It's a bit of a loser word.
Yeah. I mean, lost or stolen.
Ooh. So someone's stolen and somebody else is lost? I don't know. Good touch, I think, there on the line by Italy.
Yeah, he is very safe, being very well looked after.
Did I ask where he is?
I would not reveal that kind of information.
I knew that. I knew you were a professional, so I knew that.
It's not my first rodeo.
Definitely not.
I'll be running like Billy O after anyone who tries to steal him from our camp again.
So anyone listening, if you do see Bongo or whatever and you fancy stealing or whatever, I would suggest against that, because you don't want to incur the wrath of Hannah Crisp. As we see another try by England, just beating his man on the outside. And we now have England Storm 8, Italy 1.
Did you know that storms come in different forms? And it depends, there's like different areas of atmosphere and different temperatures and pressures cause unstable conditions. So that's what a storm is. But depending on the conditions and how they are, it depends on what kind of storm they are. So I wonder what kind of storm this team is.
Wow, that's really interesting. Do you know what? That's a really thought-provoking. I'm not sure, you're right. So what kind of storms do you think there are then? Oh, as we see a scoop from half. Good effort again by Italy. Perhaps you've got some storm enthusiasts within your Scotland setup that might be able to help you on the different kinds of storms available to us.
I had we've just had some interaction from the fans out there. There's people sending in different types of storms. They're clearly very passionate about them. We've got, obviously people would be very familiar with your basic storms, your floods, your supercells, your squalls.
Which one of those would be your favourite then, Hannah?
I think I would probably have to go with a blizzard storm. That would be my favourite.
That is a big storm, a fair play. And as we come to the end of the first half, we've got Italy men's open 1, England storm, blizzard storm, we could say 9. So we're live again in Calvisano for the second half of Italy against England Storm in Men's Open. Italy on the attack, straight up with Giulio Mella. What can we do here? Oh, a bit of a bounce ball there. Turnover straight away. So I'm joined now, thank you to Hannah who came over for the first half. She's got to go back because she's got duties with the team. So we're now joined by 2 referees. Can you imagine? So these are the first referees. Guys, you're the first guys to come on who are referees. So it's really good to have a different perspective on the game. You guys obviously have been out there. You've been in the heat at the moment. And you got really good knowledge of the game. But looking at it maybe from a different perspective. As we see another score then from England Storm. I was watching the NRL the other day and it's always on my mind now. But so yeah, I will introduce you both first. So I've got Adam on my left, who is originally from Malaysia and is currently living in France. So welcome, Adam.
Hi, great. Good to be here.
Good to have you, mate. Good to have you. So obviously we're looking at the England Storm here. So we were chatting before the break about Storm. So out of interest, what's your favourite Storm then?
I'm obviously from Southeast Asia, so the monsoon, flooding, can't see anything. Just every day, normally.
Oh, that's an interesting storm. Yeah, the monsoon's a really big one. So, Adam, welcome. We'll come back to you in a second. So, on my right, we have another referee, and we've got Adam. Oh, just as we see Italy, we'll wait a second. We'll see what Italy can do here. Unlucky, injury. We've got to my right, we've got Adam. Nope. We've got Michael, who's English refereeing for England Touch. And Adam, welcome to the comms. Michael, even.
It's good to be here.
So, Michael, same question, I suppose. I got to start with this then. So, we're talking about storms. What is your favourite storm?
My favourite storm is the tornado. And a fun fact about them is that England is actually the country with most tornadoes per square mile.
Wow. We've had a good bit of knowledge. We had a good bit of knowledge today. Lots of fun facts coming into the equation. So, Michael, thank you so much for that. So, I suppose I've got to say my favourite storm as well. Really, I think mine's a tropical storm. There's nothing better than being, away in the Bahamas or somewhere like that, and you get one of these tropical storms, which is just really amazing. So, yeah, back to the game now. Italy on the attack. Ball down from Charlie Cope. Adam and Michael again. First time the referees are up here, so it's really good. So, if I can ask you first of all, Michael, Adam, what's your take on this tournament so far? And how would you find this been as a referee now?
So far, I would say that the men's games obviously are like the fastest games at the moment. It depends on which teams are playing, though. Whether it's going to be like really technical, it's actually more difficult for the referees when the ball gets dropped. For example, earlier there was the England-France game. That one was just non-stop, bam, 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 bam. I bet the referees are like dying out there.
Well, we did mention it in commentary. I'm not sure who was most tired, the referees or the players. I mean, you guys have got to have a good fitness level as well, surely.
Oh no, yeah, 100%. I mean, for us, we don't get to sub off, right? Or even if we do sub off, we still have to keep moving. But it's more endurance-based, right? We don't have to sprint as hard. We don't have to pick up the ball, except for when the ball goes to ground, then we sprint straight down the middle. And sometimes we're in the way of the players if we're not careful, so we got to be really, really careful.
No, it's really awesome because we always say in this sport, without the referees, we don't have a game. So, kudos to you guys. You guys are amazing. Obviously, everybody makes mistakes, and sometimes the players are quick to point that out, but players all make mistakes, so we're all in the same boat there. And Michael, same with yourself, really. How have you found the tournament and maybe the setup? Here in Calvisano, how's it been for you so far?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the pace of the game. Obviously, how it seems on live stream is never as quick as it is in real life. So a game like this, for the referee being in it, it will be quick. And again, when you get a long ball like that and you've got to run the width of the pitch, you feel it. But the ball goes down there.
Wow! Just as you were doing that, Michael. I mean, it was a cat and mouse in the corner there. Italian defender trying to shepherd two guys. Still England ball. But yeah, Mike, you guys have been here a couple of days now. The heat is obviously taking its toll. In terms of preparation for referees, be interesting to know. Obviously, you see the guys warming up, the teams. beforehand, etc. Ice baths afterwards. Do the refs do something similar?
Yeah, I mean, we tried to. I think sometimes it's not always the best at warming up. I've definitely been guilty on occasion of taking the first set and thinking, okay, I'll run a bit and that's my warm-up. Probably isn't the best, but, it works out most of the time. But, yeah, I think generally, obviously we're the same as players. We have to do our running, we do our bit to try and make sure we can keep up with this pace, because if you can't, you get caught ahead of the play or you're sat 20 metres behind the play. You won't get the best outcomes, and the players will let you know about it. So you've got to be ready for those things to happen. So.
Yeah, honestly, for most of the referees, it's all about anticipation. I was told by the ref that coaches me, he's like, we have to be the laziest people on the field. We gotta really, really know where the play is gonna go so that we can use the least amount of energy. Because since we basically run every single set, we have no time for breaks. So the lazier we can be, the better, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of thing where if you look here where we've just had an interchange, the referee coming on will have been on straight away as soon as the ball went wide on fifth touch. They already know that, okay, it's going to be a changeover, we're going to taxi across and we're going to get fresh legs on as soon as possible because the players are running quick. So as a referee, you want to keep your time on the pitch when you're working hardest to the shortest amount of time you can. Because when the players are doing things like this and you're having to backpedal, try and keep up with it, keep away from the play and keep out the way, yeah, you're working quite hard.
I've got to say that's really interesting to hear you both saying that, because we look at things just as we see England scoring again. We look at things almost from a player's point of view and how players are subbing on, subbing off, etc. But to hear you both say, how you got to really be smart about your direction of running and almost anticipating through your own knowledge where the ball is going to be, what kind of play is what's going to happen, and then you get yourself set so you use the least amount of energy. It's very interesting, and people probably don't realise that.
Just looking at it right now, if you just want to look at the play, you can see the way that England defends. They move up, they put two players up. So most of the time, the referees can easily anticipate, except for that right now. But most of the time we can really anticipate where the touch is going to be so we can get the next seven. But when you see England attack, and a lot of the times they're running around the Italian players, we don't know. We don't know where the next seven's going to be, so we have to keep backpedaling again. It can be really tiring. And then sometimes you might miss somebody who's shooting early. Yeah, it gets hard.
I think none of us appreciate, just unless you've refereed, it's just so hard, isn't it? And I really take my hat off to you. What would you say in terms of the game, management and everything else, positions on the field, etc. Where would you say is the hardest for a referee to be? I'm guessing probably goal line. What would you say you find the most difficult aspect?
So I'd say actually midfield is probably the most difficult bit, because there your sevens have to be so precise. If you're not in the right position, if you're 2 metres forward, 2 metres backwards, it confuses the players for nothing else. It means the players don't know where to be, they don't know where they need to get to. And the game breaks down. They kind of lose a bit of trust in you if they can't trust that you'll tell them where they need to be. Whereas on the goal line, it's a lot more side-side. It's a lot more anticipating where's the space going to appear, where are they looking to play, is there a long ball coming, is a defender not tracking back and there'll be a ball back inside to get to that space. Because there it's the tight calls at the line. It's, if you look here, it's trying to anticipate that they're going to run a twist play, they're going to try and hit the link and trying to get back in position. So that's where you have to work at the goal line. But I think midfield is probably tougher because you have the side, as a team like England will move the ball quite a lot laterally, but you're also trying to get your vertical positioning right, where you have to give the defence that opportunity to shoot as they want to, but also give the attack the space, and trying to find that balance and getting that bang on can be quite difficult.
Yeah, for me as well, the goal line is the easiest space because we have a physical marker of where the 7 meter line is. True. So we always know exactly where the players need to be at that point, right? And are people on side? Do they have both feet on the line? Things like that. Right now, I would say actually the most difficult part about reffing is usually the interchange. This is a good intercept though.
I changed my mind. This is the most difficult part about reffing.
100%, yeah.
All of a sudden you have to run a 7-7, go the length of the pitch, they make the touch, and if you're not there, then 20 metres behind the play is not a good place to be when 100%. They're trying to attack.
So a quick question for you guys again on that is, do you have obviously you've got assessors looking at you all the time, just as we see Louis Trey coming in, dived in again for a score. This time he didn't make one. He's actually scored one. England Storm 13, Italy 1. But I was going to ask you about, do you have to go through any sort of fitness testing? Are you monitored in terms of your levels of fitness as well as your ability as a ref on the field, or how does that work?
So speaking for England, we don't do strict fitness testing in that, at least if you're at the tournament, then it's assumed that you're fit enough to play. If, the referee coaches will watch you, and if you're not fit enough, you're clearly not making the speed, then you'll be put on slower games generally. And, it's generally judged based on the actual in-game, are you quick enough? Are you keeping up with the elite players? Or will you be on the slower games, and will you, maybe not here, there's not really any slow games here, but as normal tournament, will you be on kind of the seniors or the younger age groups where it's a bit slower and you don't need to be as fit? But generally that's how it's managed, through selection, rather than, generally you need the referees at the tournament anyway, where you can't start rejecting people based on, I don't think you're fit enough.
Yeah, I agree with Michael on that, but that being said, your fitness will affect also your skill to ref, because if you're not fit enough, you're not going to be in position, you're not going to be able to have the breath to keep your eyes on, and look at this, the referee, he has to keep up with the play, ball goes to ground, and it's a new 6. But you see how the referee has to keep up, because we have to be right there. We have to be able to see it, so we have to be fit enough.
If the ref wasn't there in the in goal, then he wouldn't have. Well, maybe that was easy to see, but there are things that happen that you wouldn't see otherwise.
Yeah, even the sideline ref has to keep up with that, right? The sideline ref has to be there. Otherwise, if you're 15 minutes away, nobody trusts your call. They're like, all right, well, you didn't see it clearly.
Yeah, true. I mean, it is. So what we're gathering from all of this is really interesting for you guys being here. It is a really difficult job being a referee, and again, fantastic. Before I leave you, I'll leave you to yourselves, if that's okay in a bit. I was going to ask you about Kevin Hobbs. So I know Hobbsy really well. Obviously he's from Pontypridd. He's a Welsh boy. He went to the same school as me. He's a bit older than me, obviously. I'm going to hair, but he's definitely older, and he looks older. But anyway, tell me a little about Hobbsy. Dish a bit of dirt on Hobbsy. Come on, this is your opportunity now. Where he's not here, he won't hear you, he doesn't know what you're going to say, so anything you want to say, let's see what you got with Hobbsy.
I'm sorry to say, I have nothing to say about Hobbs, because he's the sheriff for this tournament, and he's the person dishing out fines, so I have no comments to make.
That was very diplomatic, Michael. Adam, come on, what have you got?
I have nothing. I've just come in today. You know what? I haven't got any fines. I don't want to get any fines right now, so I'm good. Thanks.
Oh, fair play. I did try. So I'm guessing you guys have got a fine system just as the players have as well.
Yeah, so we have a charity we're gathering fines for. I don't think they've actually told us who the fines are going to yet, but there'll be some charity that the fines go to. There's a collection hat going around at the start of each day. I think they make a point to make sure everyone gets a fine on the first day. So,
I mean, you're talking about fitness. If anybody it shows that they're not fit enough on the field, that's a fine right there, right? If you
to be fair, I don't think we try to avoid on field unless it's something particularly bad.
If the guy falls over, right? Gets sniped on the field. Yeah, sniper on the field. That's a
if you do something particularly stupid, then the referee manager for this tournament forgot to blow the whistle to end the game yesterday on my match actually, so he picked up a fine for that one. But
fair enough, fair play, boys. That's really good insight. So we've got currently Italy 1, England Storm 15, and I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of our referees at the moment. Sorry, I step back. Adam has to go because he's just been called. This is the life of a referee now. He's just been called away to another match. So, Adam, thank you so much for your time. And we're just going to leave us with Michael a second. So, Adam, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. Hopefully I'll get on again.
Love to have you again, mate.
Good luck, Michael.
So we're left with Michael. I'm going to leave Michael to do most of the talking here as a referee. So maybe as you talk us through the game, perhaps you can talk us through from a referee's point of view and see where the the referees look at the game and why they're giving the decisions they're giving.
Yeah, so obviously we've got a tap-off coming here, so referees will look to anticipate, try and figure out where they're going to go on first touch, then go left, and go right, try and get in that position early. So try and figure out, are they going to make a break? So there, got a good 7 set. And then now they'll just be trying to talk to the middles, particularly the on-field ref will be talking to the middles, trying to let them know early where they need to get to. And there we've got a turnover given for, I think, not stepping over the ball. So good spot from the ref there, can't really argue with it. If they've not stepped over the ball, it's not a roll ball. So now they look to drive up the wing, and the referees will look to interchange on that second touch as the players are coming on. So the referee will look to get in between the mid, get ready for it to come back, but the ball goes down, so get a repeat set here.
So it is literally, there's a lot of teamwork between the refs, you know, the on-field ref and the sidelines, and how they communicate coming on and off, and who's about to come on as the on-field ref, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. So generally the referee on the sideline will try and initiate that interchange, try and look to get on early as the play comes to the touchline. So, and that allows them to kind of switch, as the on-field ref will take the link in the wing, and the ref coming on will try and get into the mid, try and take control of them. That way you don't lose control of any players as the play continues, and you can keep everyone on side, keep space for the attack.
Yeah, makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So we just see England Storm scoring again in the corner. I think Italy looking a bit tired, but I think they need to just keep going now. This is a key now. The last 3 or 4 minutes is just keep plugging away, keep driving hard.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you definitely feel it as a ref. You can tell the difference as one team starts to speed up, one team can't keep up. And yeah, you look there, the technique falters a bit, heat sets in, and you get a drop ball, just going a bit too high into the roll ball there.
Have you got, Michael, any sort of favourite experience as a ref? You know, maybe it was a particular match or particular event, or anything like that.
Obviously, I really enjoy the international events I've done. I've been lucky enough to do a few now. This is my 3rd, but I think any time you get to do a drop-off or a final in an important match, that's when it's, I say, the drop-off especially, where you have that pressure. You know that you have the chance to make a difference in the game and really let the players kind of take charge of it, because the last thing you want to ref is for anyone to be talking about your performance at the end, and when the pressure's on, that's when it's likely. So having a good performance at that time means that you get to make a difference to that game, because it doesn't happen easily.
It's not about the ref. You don't want it to be about you, do you?
No, of course not. It's, if people are talking about you, you've done something wrong. Maybe it's not necessarily the decision, maybe there's something else that the players wouldn't realise, but there's something along the way that could have been done better if people are talking about the referee performance at the end, which you always want to avoid. But
just a technical sort of specific point that was raised earlier by somebody, not in the comms, but near the comms. But it put you on the spot a little bit. But so it was something that came up and people were arguing a little bit about. I mean, I know the answer to this, but so somebody dives at the try line, and they dive at somebody's feet. The person whose feet they dive at is offside.
Yes.
And they make contact with that person. Do you give a try, or is it actually touched?
So the way I'd see it is that is the attacker initiating the touch from the defender? If they're initiating the touch, if they're trying to make the touch or trying to make contact, then yes, it would be a touch. A lot of time it'd probably be a half in that situation, so it'd be a turnover. But a lot of time, if they're offside and they're trying to avoid them, then you'd play the advantage, you'd let it play through, and you would say you just give the try. Let it play on, let the players do it rather than making a decision, getting involved yourself. A lot of time making the easy decision, it's not always right. Sometimes you do need to give a counterintuitive decision, but a lot of time you can save yourself problems as a ref by just giving the obvious call.
I think that's the answer I would have given, Michael. I think the argument was that he's made a touch, but the opposing argument, which I had, was that he's actually initiated the touch by diving at him, if that makes sense. Again,
is there the intent to make the touch? And again, that only applies in the situation where the defenders retreat, like they've made a touch and they're retreating, they haven't stepped up, they haven't stopped at any point. That's when you then say, if the attackers then initiate the touch, try to make the touch, you just play the touch. But if it's, if the defenders stopped a metre short, if they've stepped up in any way, if the attacker's trying to avoid them and the defender's just in the way, you would just play on. You'd let it all play through, let it play out as it does on the pitch.
Michael, honestly, it's been amazing having you on because it's such a good insight. And just as La Sirena goes again, the siren, we finish with Italy 1, England Storm 18. But Michael and Adam earlier, it's so good to have you on and have a different perspective from the usual players and management. So thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I hope I was able to give some kind of insight into our world, which you don't really hear about, but hopefully there's something interesting in there for everyone.
Absolutely. And we'll be back shortly. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Jay.